Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're celebrating Safety Month. Did y'all know that June is National Safety Month? No? Well, that's kind of understandable because I didn't know either. But it is, and you may be asking yourself,
Maven, what the fuck does that have to do with horror movies?
which again is a valid question. In fact, that's a valid question for a lot of my content. Anyways, my point, which I'm getting to, is that the horror genre is filled with tons of awesome lessons we can learn about safety. And I know this is going up towards the end of National Safety Month, but you can never be too safe. Safety is a 365, 24/7 thing. You know, most of us know the basics. Don't have sex, don't drink, don't do drugs.
Number 3, never, ever, ever under any circumstances say, I'll be right back, because you won't be back.
But I wanted to share with you some more safety tips that we can learn from horror. So to help me out, I'm going to pass it off to Safety Maven. Thank you, Maven. Hey there, folks. I'm Safety Maven, here to help you stay safe thanks to horror movies. So I asked some of y'all on Instagram what safety tips you guys had to share. So let's get into it. First one comes from Michaela, who says, never split up. And that is great advice, Michaela.
We'll split up. I'll take the girls this way. Yeah, I know, and Scooby and me will go the other way.
There is safety in numbers, and a killer has a way harder time trying to kill all of you if they're up against like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12, dare I say 13 of you. Take Cabin in the Woods, for example. What happens when they split up? They all get locked in their rooms, and then it's easy pickings, like shooting fish in a barrel. Next tip comes from Ben, who says, watch where you're stepping when going down the basement steps. Now, as a general rule, I just avoid basements at all costs. You could go to an extreme level like me and live in Florida where you ain't got no basements, but they're just not safe, people. Nothing good ever happens in a basement. They're always dark. There's always something waiting to grab you from in between the step slats, and they're always full of scary, sharp objects like power tools and saws and things like that. It's a breeding ground for monsters. Take A Quiet Place, for example. Emily Blunt was taken out by a simple nail in the steps. Now granted, the sound that came from her tripping down the stairs and crying out caused the monsters to come, but she also probably got tetanus too. All right, my next tip is two-parter coming from Slops and Gabby. Slop says, never pick up hitchhikers. Smart man. And Gabby says, always check the back seat. Y'all couldn't be more right. Now, I know this sounds mean, but if you find yourself driving down a lonely highway in the middle of the night, don't pick up any hitchhikers. You're gonna thank me when you're not finding out that the seemingly harmless person you picked up out of the goodness of your heart on the side of this lonely highway is a serial killer. They always are. Sorry, hitchhikers. So you shouldn't pick up a hitchhiker on purpose. And like Gabby implies, you shouldn't also pick up a hitchhiker on accident. So always check the back seat of the car before you get in. Now, if only this poor girl would have given nice old Brad Dourif the time of day, or if she just would have listened to the damn song playing on her radio and turned around, might not have ended up how she did, which is dead. She ended up dead. The next tip comes from Ghoul from Outer Space, which is Zombieland, the double tap. Great tip. Never assume the killer is dead. When have you ever seen a killer go down after getting one bullet to the chest or getting hit over the head once by something heavy? Yes, a normal person would probably go down, but not no killer. That's right, never. They always manage to get back up. My girl Sydney Prescott knows this rule and has employed the double tap method multiple times throughout the Scream franchise. Final tip comes from Andrew, which is never say who's there. Now you think this one would be an obvious tip, but it is not. Every time a horror character hears a spooky noise in the house in which they are supposedly by themselves, they yell either hello or who's there. Now what do you expect them to say? Oh hey, it's just me, the killer, here to kill you. Like poor Drew Barrymore in the opening of Scream. Now, this whole time she's been talking on the phone to this creeper who has just established that he is watching her from somewhere around the house. Then of course, the doorbell rings, which scares poor Drew, but then she says,
"Who's there? Who's there?"
"Girl, who do you think it is?" Now, I hate to give any credit to a serial killer, but Ghostface even acknowledges this stupidity.
You should never say who's there. Don't you watch scary movies? It's a death wish.
Seriously, if you hear a scary noise, you run the opposite way, plain and simple. I thank y'all for coming to this horror safety talk. I'm gonna pass it on back to Maven now. Y'all stay safe out there. All right, thank you, Safety Maven. Now I want you guys to let me know in the comments section down below what your favorite horror safety tips are, or what's a safety lesson that you learned from horror. Let me know, please, and maybe we'll do another one of these next year for National Safety Month. It probably won't take that long, but maybe I'll do another video with some of y'all's suggestions. Thank you to those of you that responded to my Instagram story and gave me some of your safety tips so I could use them for the video. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video, even though it doesn't always work. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!
This video is brought to you by all these lovely creepy patron peeps that you see listed on the left-hand side of the screen. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link that is in the description of this video. No pressure, but it's there if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye!